Ever sat beside someone and felt completely understood, even before a single word was spoken? In a world overflowing with noise, we often forget that the deepest connection is not carried by sound, but by presence. There is a kind of friendship that doesn't need effort, doesn't need performance, doesn't need perfect sentences, only resonance, only frequency, only the quiet recognition that your soul and mine walk the same road. Some call it chemistry, others call it fate. Lao Tzu called it natural harmony, the meeting of energies that already knew each other long before words were invented. They say that one morning, Lao Tzu was sitting in a small courtyard with an old friend he had not seen for many years. The sun had just risen. Steam rose gently from their teacups, and the world felt suspended in stillness. For an entire morning, the two of them sat together, without exchanging a single sentence. A young disciple watched them from afar, restless and confused. He couldn't understand how two wise men could sit for hours, doing nothing. When the friend finally stood up to leave, Lao Tzu bowed. His friend bowed back, and they parted with quiet smiles. The disciple rushed over and asked, "Master, how can two people sit together all morning, without speaking, and still laugh so much?" Lao Tzu closed his eyes for a moment, enjoying the last wisp of steam from his tea, and replied, "When two hearts are in harmony, words are unnecessary. When two spirits understand, silence becomes conversation." The disciple didn't understand, but he felt something shift gently inside him, like a window opening to a breeze that had always been there. Perhaps the story is only a legend, but like all Taoist stories, its truth lies not in history, but in what it awakens in you. Taoism says that the highest form of connection is not created by effort, but by natural resonance. This is why Lao Tzu wrote, "Those who know, do not speak. Those who speak, do not know." Not because silence is superior to words, but because true understanding does not rely on them. When you meet someone aligned with your frequency, you do not need to convince, to explain, to prove, to decorate, or to play any role. The energy settles naturally. The space feels warm without heat. The presence feels full without sound. In Taoist understanding, this is the friendship of the valley. Quiet, open, and receptive. No pressure. No performance. No need to try. Trying too hard is often the sign that the resonance isn't there. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is what truth sounds like, before it becomes distorted by words. When Lao Tzu smiled through an entire morning, without speaking, he was teaching something profound. Connection is not built. It is recognized. The right friend does not require you to be more than you are, nor less. You simply are, and that is enough. In modern life, we often confuse noise with closeness, and constant contact with true connection. We think, if we don't talk every day, we'll grow distant. If we don't explain how we feel, they won't understand. If we don't show effort, the friendship will fade. But Taoism gently suggests the opposite. Real friendship is like a still pond. Even if you leave it undisturbed, it remains clear. It remains itself. Here is the Taoist way to nurture friendships. 1. Don't force conversation. Let silence be natural, not awkward. 2. Don't prove closeness. If you need to prove it, it was never real. 3. Hold space, not expectation. Be the valley, open enough for the other to rest. 4. Accept that energy does the work. You don't have to. What resonates will stay. What doesn't was never yours. 5. Be present, fully present. Presence connects deeper than speech ever could. Friendship built on resonance does not tire you. It replenishes you. It feels like breathing slowly. For the first time in months. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of the one person with whom silence feels peaceful, not heavy. The one you can sit beside without trying to fill the air. What makes that bond gentle? What makes that presence enough? In the stillness of that thought, something becomes clear. The soul recognizes what words cannot carry. So breathe softly and remember Lao Tzu's quiet teaching. When hearts align, silence becomes a conversation. Sometimes, the most intimate way to say, "I'm here," is to sit together and let the wind speak for you. EchoMind, the voice of stillness.